Right.
Sit up. Come in. To go up. Raise your right hand and recite the tenets. Saju, courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. And recite the oath. I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo. I shall respect the instructor and seniors. I shall never misuse Taekwondo. I shall be a champion of freedom and justice. I shall build a more peaceful world. Bottle, jog on spot. Jog, jog, jog. I might have to try and crop this video to cut our conversation out at the start before I post it. And just balancing, one leg forward, one leg back. And switch stance. Switch stance. And punching, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, just relax, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and switch, 1, 2, 1, 2, get the hands up, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, switch, and from here just lightly, front kick and back, front kick, lightly, not much power, just lift the knee up, just warming the legs up, remember to breathe. And change legs. Okay, and relax. Little bounces, relax your shoulders. We'll go right through some basics and stuff today. Get a good refresher and everybody comfortable for your syllabus. Oh, and we've got families too, so there's more we can do that I can't do when we've only got singles. It's good. Okay, give your hands a little shake. And shake your legs a little bit. And relax. Okay. Just a little bit of a reminder, I'm going to angle the camera so you can see my feet a bit better. Here, remember, turn it up. So feet are 45 degrees apart. And your hands are relaxed by your sides and loose fists. This is our attention position. When we go to parallel ready stance, we straighten up the right foot and set the left foot out. This is parallel ready stance. So we step away from the senior position in the class when we do this. So generally we're stepping up with the right, stepping up with the left foot. So when we come back into attention stance, we angle the right foot and set the left foot in, bring our hands back to the sides. And parallel ready stance, jirugi. And turn it up. Always pivoting on the balls of the feet. Now we'll do parallel stance punch. So this time we straighten the right foot, set the left foot out, or we bring the right hand to the hip, and the left hand nice and straight out. Keep your shoulders nice and straight when you do this. Try not to angle your shoulders when you do parallel stance punch. Keep them straight so you get a nice triangle shape between your fist and your shoulders. Now from here, when we do sine wave and parallel stance, we have to come up on the balls of our feet because our legs are straight. Stances where our legs are straight, we don't come up on the balls of our feet, but we do here. So we go 1, pull back, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just do that in your own time. 1, 2, 3. So on 1, you relax your arms. 2, you rise up on your toes and pull back to your hip again. And 3, you drop down and punch. 1, 2, 3. Only come up about 80% of the way. Don't come right up on, we're not doing ballet and coming up on point. Just relax. When we punch shoulder height, that's a middle punch. When we punch at our eye height, which we'll do now, if we punch at our own eye level, that's called a high punch. Try and keep those shoulders straight, Alex. When we punch tummy button height, that's a low punch. So tummy button height now. Keep your eyes forward. I can still see where I'm punching when I've got my eyes straight ahead. I don't have to drop my hand on my eyes. And come on, relax. Okay, so that's parallel stance punch. We're punching to the center line of the body. Center line of the body here when we do parallel stance punch. Okay, this is middle punch and high punch. Now, walking stance, a bit of a refresher on walking stance. Walking stance is a long, strong, stable position. Okay, so it's like an overlarge, unnatural step. We want to have our feet as wide as our shoulders because that gives us stability. If we're too narrow, we're not stable. It's like we're standing on a tightrope. There's no need for that. So we have our feet as wide as our shoulders. Okay, it's only a tiny bit wider than well, it's the width of our foot wider than our parallel stance. Now, if I turn sideways, you'll see it's a nice long stance. My back heel is pushed into the floor and my back leg is as straight as I can possibly get it. My front leg is bent. My knee is over my ankle. Okay, knees over the top of my ankle. So I'm not bent forward like this, just here. Okay, my hips for punching are nice and straight. When I do blocks, I angle a little bit, but for now we'll think of them as being nice and straight. This is called full facing. When my opponent's directly in front of me and my shoulders and hips are straight. If I angle my shoulders a little bit, it's called half facing. Okay? And if my opponent's on the side of me, it's called side facing. Surprisingly. Surprise, surprise. Both feet point almost straight ahead, but my back foot's allowed to turn out a little bit, up to 25 degrees, because that's natural. Having it straight ahead is just a bit hard on the calf. So I'll turn out a little bit, but don't turn it out too far. If I have my back foot pointing sideways like this, I don't have my power going forwards, and this knee also becomes very weak. Anyone behind me could kick me and break my leg. So I want my knee to bend forwards this way if I need to bend my leg. So both feet forwards. Okay, so from here, just put your hands on your hips initially. Just do a little bit of a refresher on this. And remember, when you step, your foot will naturally come in a little bit and then go out. Just curves. So just try that. Just go left and right. And we spring the knee of the foot that's not moving. The leg that's not stepping, just get a little spring in that knee. And your head will go down, rise up, and come down again. That's how we do our sine wave. That's how we get our core involved. So it's nice and relaxed. Down, up, down. Show you that sideways. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Okay, cool. Now from here, we'll try 2 steps forward and 2 steps back so we can get it all. If you've got 3, you can do 3, depending on how much space we've got. So we'll go down, up, down. And then as we step forward, we spring that front knee. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. So just go forwards and backwards. As we go backwards, we spring the back knee. I'll go diagonal, we'll get 3 steps. 1. If you've got enough room to do 3 steps, that's awesome, because then both knees are getting a turn at doing the spring. Otherwise, you might just have to change legs every now and again. So keep those train tracks. Your foot kind of glides along the floor. So you don't need to lift your foot up and stand. It glides along the floor. Just about a centimeter above the floor. Just keep your foot nice and flat. Put your toes out of the way so you don't trip over. Good. 1, 2, 3. We've still got 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Good. Just try and keep both feet forward and keep those hips straight. So my body position is not going to change too much here. My torso stays where it is. Good. Nice, and come on, relax. Okay, so that's the walking stance by itself. Then we add the punch to it. And we've already got the 3 count that we used here. We got relax is 1, pull back is 2, and punch is 3. Relax, pull back, punch. Relax, pull back, punch. And we've got our 3 count when we step in our walking stance. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. 1, 2, 3. And those 3 counts just match. So from here, the first thing I have to do when I punch is lift my non-punching hand up and pull my punching hand to my hip so that both my hands are going to work. I want both hands to work when I punch. So from here, I'm going to step forward with my right foot. I'm going to punch with my right hand. So my left hand's extended out. Down, relax. Up, pull back, drop and punch. 3. Down, relax. Up and pull back. Drop and punch. 3. 1, 2, 3. So just try that forward and back. Don't go too hard or too fast. Just relax and work on that motion of down, up, down. And you're pulling the other hand back at the same time as you're punching. And both of your hands will twist at the end of the punch. Both hands twist at the end of the punch. And we're going to remember to breathe. So 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. If you can, otherwise you might only have room for 1. Keep those hips and shoulders straight. Keep both legs forward, both feet pointing forwards. Good, and come on. Just check that your hand is right back on your hip, on the side of your hip like this, not over on front of your hip like this, right on the side of the hip. You can relax, touch. Then check that your hips and shoulders are, well actually, the first thing you want to check that you've got your train tracks for your walking stance. That's number 1. Check that it's nice and long and strong. That's number 2. The back leg bends are straight and the front leg bent. That's number 2. Check that your hips and your shoulders are straight. That's number 3. Have I got my train tracks? Is it nice and long with the back leg straight, front leg bent, and my hips and my shoulders straight? Okay, do a couple more. Check those 3 things each time you do a stance. Alex, Franz, when you step, train tracks, long, hips and shoulders straight. Train tracks, long, hips and shoulders straight. Go. Just do a few more each way. Big steps, Franz, bigger step, big, big, big. Heel on the ground. Have you got your train tracks, Franz? Got your front train tracks? Spring your knee downwards. Good. Alex, that's it. Just try not to lean over. Just keep your body up. Let your legs do the work. The body can have a little rest until you're punching. And come on. Cool. Okay, come on. Grab a drink. When we get back into the dojo, you guys are going to be awesome. You're going to be strong in all the basic stuff. Okay. For the next bit, if you want to, you can come and kneel down in front of the camera, or you can stand, or whichever's comfortable. We're just going to practice our blocking. But as long as I can see your chest, I'll need to be able to see you from this far up. So young folk, you might be better standing, because we're just going to do a little bit of practice on that blocking stuff. Remember when we're blocking. So I'm going to start by blocking with my left hand. I'm mirroring you. Okay, so this, well, imagine this is my left hand. My right hand for almost all of my blocks does the same thing. It starts palm forward like this, and it pulls back to my hip, palm up. Same as if we were punching. Does the same thing. Just that. Okay. Now the blocking hand's a little bit different. This hand will relax a little bit more and be a little bit bent. And if I'm doing my low block, my blocking hand will go on top, smashing 2 watches together. I know you've been practicing this. And then that blocking hand's going to go down to my low block position. I'll kneel a little higher so you can see my finish position. Yeah. So when I cross like this, both of my hands are going to twist. Good, Alex, that's it. Now I want to stop that hand in front of my tummy, the lower side of my tummy, the lower part, okay, down just below my belt. So I'm crossing in front of my chest. My camera angle makes it a little bit tricky to see. In front of what we call our opposite chest. Opposite chest, okay? This is my opposite chest because it's opposite from the side I'm blocking on. Okay, that's my forearm low block. Okay, one little step back, relax. One little step back is around making your fist, hands up like this. Curl your fingers as tightly as you can, and then curl it down into your palm. And then put your thumb on top. When you do that, there's very little movement in your fingers if you were to squeeze your hand. If we naturally just close our hand up and make a fist, if you push your fingers, all of your fingers will move. But if you curl your fingers this way, then there's little movement in your fingers. That means when you hit something, your power's going to go forward, not into your hand. Okay? So that's what we're aiming for with our punch. Now our knife hand, hold your hand open like this again. Little curl of your fingers, just a little curl forwards rather than pushing backwards, just a tiny curl forwards. And then the thumb, pull back towards this knuck, towards your wrist. That we call a knife hand. Okay, this part here, this bone here, that's our tool. Sometimes we use it for striking, really good for things like the neck, and sometimes we use it for blocking. Okay, so we've just done our forearm low block, which we do with our fist. Well, we're blocking with this part of our forearm, the first third of the forearm, but our fist is closed. That's a forearm low block. Now, if we do it with a knife hand, I know this is going to get confusing. We call this a knife hand low block, or it's scary. So the blocking hand makes a knife hand, and the non-blocking hand stays as a fist. So it's a fist loosely clenched at the top, and then it opens to a knife hand at the bottom. When you're blocking with a forearm low block, it's loosely clenched here, and it tightens just at the moment of impact. You only tighten up at the moment of impact because a relaxed body is fast. And we want to be fast to get power. To get to the target as quickly as possible and accelerate to develop power. That's it. Okay, and when you're ready, do the other side, left and right. Making sure you're crossing on top. Your knife hand low block and your forearm low block. Just try them both. They're very similar. When you've been practicing for a few years, I'll tell you there's a little difference between forearm low block crossing in front of your opposite chest and knife hand low block crossing in front of your rib cage. This is a tiny difference. So your forearm low block comes down on top of the target, smashes down with the forearm here. The knife hand low block actually cuts across. So it's a slight difference in how they move. But don't worry about that at this stage. Just be aware of it. Cool. Backs of your hands together, smashing two watches so they both twist. Oh, good, everyone's nailing that. Okay, cool. What we might do then, before we add some, to remind, add anything different, is we'll do that block forward and back in our walking stances. So instead of punching from here, we'll go block, block. Now this is where my body does what's called half facing. So adults, don't worry if your shoulders turn a little bit for this. They're allowed to turn a little bit, just a little bit though. And make sure that fist ends in front of your tummy, your lower abdomen. Okay, don't end out here. Don't block out here because you're opening yourself up for an attack. Block here and stop. Block here and stop. Imagine someone's trying to kick you in the lower abdomen, just under your belt, and you're blocking the kick. It might be a punch if they're down on their knees for some reason. Just try left and right. Make sure the other hand's pulling back to the hip. Good. Take your time and think about it. And pause for a moment. There's one little thing I've got to kind of add in or remind you here. Remember, we've got that 3 count that we're always working with. So for our punches, it's relax, pull back, punch. For our blocks, when we relax, we put our hands just up in front of our chest. So it's 1, cross is 2, block is 3. Relax, cross, 2, block, 3. So if I'm going forward and backward, I'm going 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm not stopping when I cross. I'm passing through that position. Just nice and slowly like this. Good, and now step backward a bit, Franz, so I can see you both. Good, now Franz, just make sure that block finishes in front of your tummy here. Extend it out a little bit like this, not right against your tummy. It's got to be out a bit. That's it. Keep going. Okay. Good. Okay, cool. Now the next little step up from here, from our parallel ready stance, we're going to step back and do our low block, then step forward and punch. Low block, punch. Remember, if adults, your hips are straight here, shoulders straight when you punch. And then you can have a tiny angle here. Straight, angle, straight, angle. Don't cross for your punching. So after you do your low block, just watch for a moment. From my low block here, I lift my low block up. That's my target. Now I've got my hands out ready for punching. Hand up, and then reach out and punch. Hand up, and punch. Cross and block. Hand up and punch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Make sure the other hand always comes right back to the hip. Good, Franz. Just make that stance a little bit longer. Mr. B, just make your stance a little bit wider and check both of your feet are forwards. Mr. S, just try and make yours a little bit longer and wider. That's it. But you're doing exactly the right thing, Mr. S, just relaxing and taking your time. We do the other side when you're ready. Change feet, low block, punch. Step back in the low block, step forward and punch. Back in the low block, forward and punch. So Mr. S, remember not to cross for your punches. When you punch, just lift the blocking hand up, step forward and punch. Cross to block, lift up to punch. Cross to block, lift up to punch. So don't cross the punch. Step back and block. Step forward and punch. Step back and block. Good, Alex. Franz, you're doing really well. See a little bit more. Other hand when you punch. That's it, Alex. Yep. And come on. Grab a little drink. Good, Franz. When you step forward, just keep that back foot on the floor. When you're stepping forward here, Franz, just make sure that back foot stays on the floor. Okay? We don't want to step forward like this with the foot up. Keep that foot on the floor. Okay. One more little technical bit. and then we'll have something a bit more fun. Okay, so we've done full direction punch. I just now want to use only the feet, just so that we get comfortable with it. Now, adults, this is something that the children usually take a little bit longer to pick up. From here, I can, if I want to, just put something little under my left foot, because that foot is only going to turn around in a circle. It's not going to step. Okay. Oh, make sure you can see my feet. So under my left foot, I've just got a little bit of cloth. Now from here, I'm going to step forward. And then if I put my front leg, my front hand out, I'm going to turn, little turn, and step back. It's almost like I just pivot. From here, if I were just to pivot my feet and face that way, I just have a stance that's too wide and too short. Apart from that, it's not bad. From here, big step, turn and step back. And then step forward. And then that little turn and step back. And then step forward. And then little turn and step back. And then step forward. And that's 7 steps. It's just 7 steps. Okay, just do it with me once more. From here, if I take my right foot and step forward. Now I can pivot on my feet and step back. Step forward. Pivot on my feet and step back. Step forward. That's 4. Pivot on my feet and step back. Step forward. There we go. That's 7. And then come back to the middle again. You guys are doing really well with this because we've done it before, so this is a bit of a refresher. So change feet with your little bit of cloth. And this is the one where the children can sometimes get mixed up. Okay, from here, my left foot's going to do all the stepping this time, and my right foot's going to stay where it is. So I go step with my left foot. Then I'm going to pivot and step back. Then step forward with my left foot. Step that. That's it, France. Now pivot and step back. You should have should be facing the bookshelf now, Franz. And then step forward. And then pivot and step back. Good, that's it. And forward. Okay, and bring that left foot back to the middle. We'll do the left side once more. Step forward. 1. Pivot, step back. 2. Step forward. Pivot, step back. 3. Step forward. Pivot, step back. Step forward. And return. Good. Okay. Change feet again. Now we'll do it with our hands as well. This will be full direction punch. Parallel ready stance. Jirugi. And every time we step forward, we're going to punch. Every time we step back, we do our low block. So my right hand is going to punch. Ready? 1. Now when I pivot and step back, I'm going to block with my left hand. 2. Low block, other hand to your hip. Lift it up, step forward and punch. Pivot, step back and block. Crossing on top. So Alex, you should now be facing the glass wall behind you. Glass bricks. That's it. Now step forward and punch. Pivot, step back and block. That's it. Yes, Franz, good change. It was good. And forward and punch. And but all. Now let's do that once more, then we'll do the left side. This side again. I'm going to step forward with this foot, punch with this hand. Oh, I'm waving my hand and it's off camera. Okay, I'm going to step forward with this hand and this foot, punch with this hand. 1. Pivot, step back, 2. That's it. Now, check that you've got your train tracks here. Make sure you've got your nice one shoulder width stance. And step forward and punch. Pivot and step back. Check your train tracks. And step forward and punch. Pivot and step back. Block. Check your train tracks. You're a bit narrow that time, France. Check your train tracks, Alex. And step forward and punch. And bottle. Good. So the left side. So change feet with a little bit of cloth or whatever you're using, if you're using something. This side, this one's going to punch. 1. Forward and punch. Pivot. Step back and block. Okay, change your feet there, Franz. Sorry, Franz, step back. Leave your front foot where it is. That's it. This is the one that often mixes children up. Alex, just change hands. That's it. Now step forward and punch. Now pivot, step back and do the low block. Go. Change feet there, Alex. Change hands now, Alex. That's good. There we go. You got it. And forward and punch. Good. Pivot. Step back and do the low block. That's it. Forward and punch. And bottle. Okay, once more. This side. This hand, this foot. 1. A little bit faster. Pivot, step back, 2. Yep, step forward and punch. Pivot, step back, 3. Step forward and punch. Pivot, step back, 4. And forward and punch. Bottle. And relax. Cool. Grab a drink. That's enough of that technical stuff. Okay, so just a quick refresher of what we've covered when everyone's ready. So we've done parallel stance punching. We've practiced our crossing for our low block, whether it's a forearm low block or a knife hand low block. We've practiced our walking stance, nice and long, one shoulder width wide, nice and long, hips and shoulders straight for a punch, and then slightly angled for the low block. We practiced our stepping for 4 direction punch, and then we practiced 4 direction punch both sides. So 4 direction punch is called a fundamental exercise. And after we do 4 direction punch and we get comfortable with that, we do 4 direction block. But for now, we've got 3 people. So we're going to work, well, or 2. One of you got 2, one of you got 3. We're going to work on some releasing techniques because I think releasing techniques are super cool. If someone's grabbing you by the arm or the wrist. Now, here's the key thing. Well, a couple of starting points. If someone's grabbing you from the same side, we call this a same side grab. Okay, same side grab. So if you're facing your partner, and you reach out your arm straight ahead and grab them on the same side, that's the same side grab. Yes, Franz, it's the same side grab. S family, 2 of you face each other and demonstrate that you know it. Demonstrate that. Mrs. S, you can grab Alex. That's it. Grab on the same side. Yep, that's it. That's the same side grab. Good. Okay, now if you reach across and grab the opposite side, that's called an, so use the same hands, let go of the first grab. That's it. That's called an opposite side grab. Okay, so we've got same side grab and opposite side grab. Now, looking at my hands here, when someone grabs you around the wrist, the weakest part of the grip is the thumb and that gap between the thumbs and the fingers. So what we try to do when we release from a grab is we want to use our entire body weight, all of our power, twist our wrist so that the skinny part of the wrist is facing that weak part of the grab, and then lever it out. Because this way my wrist is quite fat, turn it this way and it's quite skinny. Okay, so we want to use our whole body. We want to just change the angle of our wrist so that the skinny part is towards that thumb and finger, and then we're going to use our whole body to pull it out. Now, when we do that, if you think about my elbow as, well, actually, in fact, think about my wrist as the fulcrum of a seesaw. So anyone who's been on a seesaw, raise your hand. Good. Okay, everyone knows what a seesaw is. Awesome. So that middle part of the seesaw, technical word for that is the fulcrum, this bit here. When you get released from your grab, the grab is the center part of the seesaw. Okay, it's the center part of the seesaw. So I'm not trying to pull my hand out like this. I'm trying to lever it out of the grab. Okay, so I'm levering out of the grab. I'm not trying to pull out. Now, if I have somebody grabbing me in a same side grab, young folk, this is a way that works really well for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my own hand. Grab my own hand. And when I do that, I'm going to step back into my stance and I'm going to pull my hand out, levering through the grab. And then I have my hands up and say, stop it, I don't like it. Or back off, leave me alone. If someone grabs my wrist, I grab my own hand, I step back and pull it out. And as I do that, mums and dads, you'll notice their hand will turn towards the ground. And we want that. We want the hand turned towards the ground because that lines the skinny part of the wrist up with the weak part of the grab. This way. Okay? So same side grab nice and low like this. So the angle's downward. Grab your own hand, step back, and pull it out. Stop it. I don't like it. You remember to step back. Okay, so this is for a same side grab. So Alex, you don't want to pull your hand out this way. You want to leave your hand out this way. Levering it out. Yeah, that's it, Mrs. S. Good. Okay, mums and dads can practice the principles too. Oh, Mr. B. Mr. B, for this one, grab with your arm and an angle down like this one rather than angle up like this one, because this is a slightly different grab. You want to have arm down. That's it. Good. Standing position. There we go, Franz. Good. Other way, Alex. Step the other way. Step your other foot away. Step your right foot back. Step your right foot towards the back, Alex. Yeah, that's it. You step that one back. Now grab your own hand, Alex. And if you do it nice and strong, that's it. Yeah, you're getting it. So you grab your own hand and you pull out this way. Stop it. I don't like it. Same side grab, Franz. That's an opposite side. Now, okay, pause for a moment. Look at the camera. Mums and dads, the same thing can work for you, but you also don't need to, you can learn the technique a little bit more. So you can practice it with your child grabbing you, or with the S family, you can grab each other. For you, you just turn your palm down and you can actually lever out of the grip. Okay? So from here, now I'll do that moving my body forward. I'll turn my palm down. I'll move my body forward so that my elbow comes close to my hip. My other hand is going to be up guarding my face. And then I'm going to lever out of that grip as I step around the opponent. So the grip becomes that fulcrum point of the seesaw. Lever and step. Lever and step. And I want to keep my elbows in. The reason I'm keeping my other hand up is because the risk we have to worry about is the other person grabbing and then punching us with the other hand. That's a big risk. So someone grabs me, my other hand comes up straight away, turn my palm down, and lever, step forward, and then step around. Okay? So I'm going 1, 2. We can use the two-hand grab just like the kids, but we can learn to be a little bit more technical as well. 1, 2. Particularly if somebody much bigger and stronger than you is grabbing you, you might need two hands anyway, but you're still going to need that technique right. Kids can do it a little bit more with a smart technique and some brute force. Adults, we need to understand the technique a little bit more. So from here, someone grabbing my wrist, palm down, step in so that my elbow is against my body, and then my other foot steps around. And I leave it out of the grip. So I'm going 1, 2. 1, 2. When I do that, you don't want to turn your back on the opponent. That's a bad thing to do. So I want to keep facing the opponent this way with my hands up. Hey, back off, man. Leave me alone. Don't grab me. You're being tricky there, Mrs. S, and using a cross grab. We haven't done cross grab yet. Okay, cool. Now, so that was a low grab like this. The thumb was here. If I do a high grab like this, the thumb is here. The principle's the same, but I've got to drop my body weight a little bit more. So I can grab my own hand, drop down into my stance, and then twist out of the grip. So I'm twisting from palm sideways here to palm up. So from here, I drop down and I drop down on top of that thumb that's grabbing me. Twist out. So it's a high grab like this, grab my own hand, drop down with my stance, and then lean on my own hand. So it all goes down together. The whole body's a team. And then we're releasing the whole body against that grip, not just my arm. That's it, Mr. B. So Mr. B's got, there we go, France. So France, grab your own hand, drop into your walking stance that we practiced before. So you got a big, strong stance. Step forward though, France, and then drop down into it and block. That's it, Mrs. S. You've got to remember to move that front foot as well. Step into your walking stance. So from here, I'm going to drop into my walking stance and twist out. Drop down. So I'm using the whole body. That's it. And twist so your palm is up. You're twisting that wrist. So from here, I'm twisting the wrist palm up. You don't need two hands. You won't need two hands for this. Just twist and drop. And Mr. or Mrs. S, you can try this with each other. Start gently and then get stronger with your grabs. I'll change hands, Mr. S. No, change hands. Grab the wrist, not the hand. There we go. That's it. Now from here, Mrs. S, step into that walking stance and drop your hand down. Step forward. That's it. That's it. Good. You'll notice you don't need to pull it right back to your hip. Just pull it down flat. Pull it down flat like this because then you can use it. Don't lean your head forward. Keep your head up. Mrs. S, keep that head up. Okay, go Mr. B. One, like this. Mrs. S, just be careful not to do this. Be careful not to do this. That's going to get you in trouble. Here, other hand can be up. Boom, keep your torso up. Nice, strong walking stance. Go Mr. S. Okay, Mr. S, good. Remember to move that front foot. Step your front foot forward into that walking stance as you drop. You're just using your hand. Mrs. S is going to grab your heart in a second and you won't get out. Step forward and drop into that stance. There we go. Cool. Okay. That's it. Now pause for a moment. Now Mr. S, with this, you don't want to pull it back towards you this way. You just want to drop straight down. Just drop straight down. And stop when it's about in line with your elbow. Because then you're putting all your weight on that wrist. Okay. Franz, I'm going to show you another one. Where's Mr. B? There he is. Oh, okay, yeah, very important. Now, Alex, this is another good one for you as well. If someone grabs your hand like this, you can turn your hand over and knock on their hand. Like you're knocking on a door. Knock, 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 knock. Just try that. Yeah, there we go. It's stingy. And then you put your hands up, Alex, like this. Stop it. I don't like it. That's it. Now, when you're knocking, very important, you say, let me go. Give him a chance to let go. Let me go. Let me go. So, let me go. Let me go. Stop it. I don't like it. Let me go. Stop it. I don't like it. So, okay. Now, Alex says, Franz, it's just like knocking on a door. So we're not trying to punch like this. We're just knocking on the door. Just knock on the door. So it's these knuckles here. Knock, 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 knock. Okay, now this could be somebody grabbing your hand. They could be grabbing your wrist. It could be grabbing further up. But remember, okay, and pause. Pause for a moment. Always remember to use your words. This is really important for adults as well as children. Always use your words. When you want somebody to let go of you, tell them, let go of me. Okay? Because if you do something that really hurts them and you haven't said anything, that can make things worse. So I can say, let go of me. Let go of me. Stop it. I don't like it. Okay? So that's what we're going to try. You grabbed, say, let go of me. Let go of me. Stop it. I don't like it. Now step back, hands up. Stop it. I don't like it. Yeah, there we go. Knock, knock, knock. Let go of me. Stop it. I don't like it. On the back of the hand, Franz. You're knocking on the back of the hand. Back of the hand like this. Because that's quite tender. It's a bit stinging. Let go of me. Stop it. I don't like it. There we go. Okay, mums and dads, give their hands a little bit of a rub. So a couple of little principles that we've worked with there. One, when we're releasing from a grab, we're opposing the thumb. The weaker part of the grip is the thumb here. That's what I'm opposing, okay? We've done same side grabs. For a low grab, I'm going palm down and levering out. Palm down and lever out. And I move my body with it so my elbow stays close to my body. I'm not going to try and let my elbow come out like this. I lose strength. Palm down, lever out. For kids, the way they do that is just to grab the hand and step and yank it. And that'll do it naturally. For adults, you'll understand the principle a bit more. For the high grab, we dropped forward into our walking stance and dropped our hand down, palm up. That's how we oppose the thumb. We drop down, palm up. So that using the whole body, drop down. We grab our own hand and push on top of it. It gives us a little bit more strength. Okay, so that's for a higher grab. When someone grabs you up like this instead of down like this, it's slightly different. Drop down. And then we've also got, for all of those, leave me alone, let go of me, knock, 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 knock. And then always, after you release from a grab, stop it, leave me alone, let go of me, back off. Okay, so something that makes sense. Create space, get your hands up and say, back off, leave me alone. Adults, this is sensible for you as well. Okay, so everyone try that. From here, back off, leave me alone. Strong voice, kids, or stop it, I don't like it. Don't grab me. Adults, you'll get a little bit more comfortable with different language, like, oh, look, I can hear you from here. What is it you want to say? Back off. No, don't give me space. Okay? Not so close. What is it you want? Please don't touch me. Strong, confident voice. Awesome. Okay. And come on. Grab a little drink. And let's stretch ourselves off. Sitting down, extend your legs out. It's quite a lot we covered today. It's good. Wiggle your toes. Put one leg over the top of the other leg. And pivot into your stretch. So twisting in towards that bent leg. You feel a stretch up the back of the bent leg around your bottom, and also a stretch around your lower back. Just relax, breathe deeply when you stretch. And change legs. Twist the other side. So breathe deeply. That's it, Mr. B. Then both legs out. Stretch up nice and tall. Children, when you're stretching, one good thing to think about is what you're going to do to help mum and dad today. Maybe there's laundry that you can help with, stretching forward, breathing deeply. Maybe you can help with some dishes. Maybe your own room needs tidying. Something we did with our young guys this morning, we've done the last few weeks actually, is you take a washing basket or something into your bedroom, and everything that's on the floor or not where it should be, put it in the washing basket. And then everything one at a time, out of the washing basket, put it away. Out of the washing basket, put it away. So step one, put everything that's on the floor or not where it should be into the washing basket. And then step two, everything goes from the washing basket into its away place. It's a nice, easy way to clean things up. Breathing nice and deeply. Just trying to get your tummy forward onto your legs, not your head. Okay, now pull your heels in, nice and close to your body, and then push down on your knees. Just keep breathing deeply. Okay, now from here, just relax. Glide down on your back. Lift your legs straight up in the air. And then let them hang outwards. If you hang on to your trousers, you can keep them towards you. This is something that's really good, mums and dads, if you've got a wall that's suitable, and you can put a towel under each heel, a hand towel or a face cloth. You put your bum up against the wall, and then you just let your legs hang out. Just keeping your hips on the ground. Good way to read a book. Just get a nice stretch while you relax. Just hold it there for ages. Just keep those legs straight. If you push your heels out, that'll help you to keep your legs straight. Really good position to read a book. So it's not a big coffee table book, it's too heavy. Good way to read your syllabus handbook. Study your stuff. And then just slowly lift your legs up. A really good exercise to do like this as well, actually, is just to open your legs and close them. Open and close, open and close. It's a good strength exercise. If you've got ankle weights, you can do that with a couple of kilograms on each ankle. Okay, and sitting up. Take a breath, and then standing. Left leg behind. Stretching the quadriceps. And change leg. And big step forward. Stretch your hands up to the sky. Keep your hips and shoulders nice and straight. Your back heel can come off the ground for the stretch. Just lunging forward. This is a stretch for the inside of that back leg. Just relax that and lean into it. It's called your iliopsoas muscle. Then come up. Just pivot around to change legs. And standing up. Give yourself a little shake. Relax and tidy up. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming along. Great to see you all. Well, next week, through the week, I think we'll be in Zoom classes again because we've still got the gathering size restrictions. And I'm hoping on the 14th they increase our gathering sizes so that we can get back in the dojang because I'm very eager to do that. But in the meantime, I love seeing you in your lounges. And I look forward to seeing you during the classes next week. Remember, young guys, we've got 5 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can do an extra class or two if you want to. Adults, we've got Tuesday, Thursday, 6 o'clock. So love to see you for some extra classes as well. Kia ora. Thanks, guys.